What's up, winners? Welcome to Stay Winning Podcast. What's up, winners? Welcome to Stay Winning Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. This is Money News episode number 12. Today, we're going to talk about inflation, which rose to a 5 month high in December. We are both live on Instagram YouTube vertical live streaming, and on X Spaces. So, we're just going to go over the news here regarding inflation. But let me go over the posts I have done on X since I've already updated you with some news. Let's see here. All right, so in the month of December, US inflation rose to 2.9%. Okay, also thank you to the 4,969 subscribers. We're almost at 5,000. So if you're new here and you're watching on YouTube Live, vertical live stream, please hit the like and subscribe. All right, so in the news of corporations, Meta, also known as Facebook, also known as Instagram, is preparing to lay off roughly 3,600 people, which is about 5% of its current staff. This was expected recently since Zuck announced the layoff or the unnecessary staffing of fact checkers. All right, so JP Morgan, and again, this is all quarterly and annual reports, so December 2024 or just 2024. JP Morgan Chase said that quarterly profits surged 50%, which is topping already high estimates amid strong investment banking and trading. All right, Wells Fargo, they saw a net income rise of 47%. Something to consider. None of this is financial advice. Please do your own research, but something to consider if you're looking to invest into the stock market. That is definitely one to look out for. Okay, let's see. BlackRock, the biggest asset manager, brought in a record annual 641 billion in client cash. That's huge. 641 billion. Okay. Let's see here. The U.S. Consumer Price Index rose 3.2% from a year earlier. So, Consumer Price Index (CPI) um, is what we pay for goods and services. That is up 3.2% from last December. Okay, so CPI, Consumer Price Index, that's what we pay as consumers for goods and services. It's up 3.2%. I see new people tuning in on the YouTube Live. We're also live on Twitter/X Spaces. So follow me there if you're new here. If you're on YouTube Live, please hit the like and subscribe and comment. A simple comment, a simple like definitely helps out a small YouTuber like myself. My goal is to reach 5,000 subscribers before the end of the month, and we're almost there. So prices rose 0.4% in December from November and 2.9% from a year earlier. So we're paying 2.9% more for goods and services. So if you did not get a 3% raise, you're not really getting ahead financially, especially if you eat the same things, shop at the same places, have the same routines, etc. Okay, so the latest rise of shelter is 4.5%. It is high. I briefly want to mention a side note. Um, Rents in Los Angeles are due to rise now with, well, first, it was already the homeless capital of the world. Now there's even more homeless people. So now there's more demand. Rent prices are going to go up in Los Angeles. But shelter costs, this is nationally, rose 4.5% in December. So it is high, it is still up, but it's the slowest gain in 3 years. So out of the last 3 years of the Biden administration, it's been going up, but December went up the smallest. Shout out to Mackenzie for turning in on X Spaces. I appreciate you. Thank you for the support. We're also live on Vertical YouTube live stream if you want to go ahead and tip or give some gifts. YouTube is currently promoting Vertical live stream. So if you tip a gift or a diamond or a jewel, they may be able to provide me a bonus. So that really helps. But thank you for the support on X. For those that just tuned in, shout out to Mackenzie and shout out to everyone on the YouTube live stream. Mortgage rates are actually going to be higher for longer. Okay. However, they're still below historical averages. So a lot of, if you follow me on X, you would see a lot of the banks, Goldman Sachs, and just Wall Street in general, is expecting to be somewhere in the low to mid sixes. Okay. And again, that's if you have excellent credit. So mid sixes is very, very realistic for 2025. There's just too much debt. There's a lot of debt, um, which keeps the treasury yield high, which keeps mortgage rates high. So personally, I think we have to see something different. So what do I think that difference is going to be? Bitcoin. So the U.S. Strategic Reserve, we have about 9 states now that have set up their own Bitcoin reserve, but the federal government hasn't yet. But that should be happening very, very soon, with the Trump administration inauguration being 5 days away. Um, a lot of Wall Street came out today with Bitcoin going at 300,000. If that's the case, the U.S. can pay their debt off sooner. And if that's the case, we can potentially see lower mortgage rates. However, that's an ideal situation. Okay, so yes, we were spoiled under the Trump administration with 2.6 or 2.65% rates. But however, 6.5 is still below historical averages. Um, Personally, for me, I like to use 401ks to save up for a home because the goal line is always moving, right? So in the last 4 years, we've seen some states have their real estate appreciate over 70%. So if you're saving for a home, the goal line is just moving. So personally, and again, none of this is financial advice, please do your own research. I like to use 401ks to save up for real estate because they match you dollar for dollar. A lot of companies match you 4%, 5%, 6%, even 7%. And you can save your way towards real estate a lot faster. Okay. However, there are places in the US, in the country, where you can go at 0% down, and different states and cities have different programs. So, you know, check out the market that you're trying to purchase a home in. Oil prices are expected to fall further. They have fallen down. Out here in California, they're going to go back up though because Newsom just likes taxing people, or people like voting for Newsom, and then they get taxed in reverse. So under $5 here, it'll be over $5 soon. But nationally, oil prices are down, and they are expected to continue to go down during the Trump administration. Okay. Um, so let me go over the additional information regarding inflation. So this is a third straight month that inflation, especially food, has risen, and this is the 5-month high. I think I lost count, but this is about 44 months of inflation rising under the Biden administration. That's like 44 out of 48 or something like that. I really lost count after 40 as far as how many months of inflation uh, keeps on increasing. But congrats to the Biden administration for setting the record for the most months of inflation rising under one administration. So congrats to the Biden administration. Consumers, hang in there. We're going to survive one more week. So let me recap here a little bit. Overall consumer prices increased 2.9% from a year earlier, which is up from 2.7% in November. This is according to the Labor Department's Consumer Price Index. So CPI, Consumer Price Index, this is what we pay. Tomorrow we will do Money News episode number 13. We should expect PPI. This is what the producers pay. Okay, so today we're going over retail prices. Tomorrow we're going to go over wholesale prices, just to simplify the terminology. And again, for those that just tuned in on YouTube Live, please hit the like. It really helps out a small YouTuber like myself. Or go ahead and tip a jewel in the diamond. I want to see how it pops up on my screen. I've never seen that before. They're only 1 cent. All right, let's see here. Yeah, I think I pretty much went over all the details. For those that tune in a little later, this space is recorded. This YouTube Live is also recorded. So you can go back and rewind the video to go over some additional information. But just a quick recap here. Let me go over that for those that just tuned in later. Okay, so inflation rose to 2.9% in December. We're at 4,969 subscribers. Thank you for the support. Meta is going to lay off 3,600 people, or about 5% of its staff. JP Morgan said its quarterly profit surged 50%, already topping a high estimate. Wells Fargo saw the net income rise of 47%, and BlackRock, the biggest asset manager, brought in a record annual 641 billion in client cash. So do with that information as you please. Please, none of this is financial advice. Do your own research. Prices rose 0.4% in December from November and 2.9% from a year earlier. the highest since March and the highest 5 month. And remember, shelter costs 4.5%, which is high, and it keeps on rising, but it's the slowest rise in 3 years. Okay, we already discussed Fed rate cuts. That's when most of you tuned in. Expect rates are higher for longer unless something happens with the debt ceiling. So we're cheering for Bitcoin to go ahead and do something with that, so we can see lower mortgage rates. Oil prices are falling, and they're expected to continue falling during the Trump administration. Okay, so for those that tune in on X, thank you. Like and repost the space. I went ahead and pinned it up above just so we can get some engagement here. This space is recorded. Those on YouTube Live, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. You can rewind to any portion of this video to go and get your financial news. But thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, follow, and stay winning.